Did Lil Durk really know that FBG Duck was about to be murdered? Blah, 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 blah. Because D-Thing knew is what the feds are saying. You know, this has been a strong conversation. We didn't all watch the murder trial. We didn't heard people get on the stand, bring Durk name up. We even heard an Oblock member bring up Durk name. A lot of people want to know, did the feds get this wrong? Did Lil Durk play a small part in this shit? We finna talk about that. Hit the like button, because I've been studying this case for a while. I feel like this is one of the biggest cases ever in the drill culture, and people want to know about that. So I documented this. I got an update video for you. I don't see a lot of this on the internet, but we finna talk about this because people ask me about Lil Durk involvement in this case all the time. So I want you to hit the like button. It helps push the old videos down and push the newer video up, and people get to see what I'm talking about. Lil Durk, did he play a part in FBG Duck murder? You know, that's a strong question. In my personal opinion, I don't believe he had nothing to do with Duck death. It's a possibility though that he could have knew. He knew about, things about Duck. He knew people didn't like Duck. He knew it's a possibility if a motherfucker ran into him, or it's a possibility if a motherfucker ran into Durk. Shit'll go down. This gang banging street shit. But did he know exactly something was finna go on at that moment? Was he the money behind it? Was he the brains behind it? Did he help premeditate it? You know, in my opinion, the feds would have arrested him, you know. All the evidence is laid out on the table. We got snitches. You got people cooperating. You got witnesses. You got security guards. I don't think no stone was left unturned, in my opinion. This death of FBG Duck, the people who killed Duck, they did it very sloppy. The feds alleging there's 6 members from Oblock and 1 guy from THF. Just think about it. Duck death was sloppy as hell. Super sloppy. Super sloppy. Lil Durk is rich, so he's not in the hood hanging with these guys every day. Please don't get this confused. The guy is rich. The guy got a family and he got things he got to do. So he not in the hood with these niggas. Yeah, he might have a show today, some shit going on, so he linked with all the guys today. But that guy not hanging with the homies every day. The guy got a family and he rich. Plus they got license plate readers, license plate scanners. We didn't see anything that involved Lil Durk car, okay? And then these guys use their own cars, according to the feds. They ain't use no steamers, they ain't steal no cars, they use their own cars. Which lead me to believe that was so spur of the moment, This wasn't sit down, come up with a plan, and this how we gonna get them. That just sounds so spur of the moment. Then Teezy synced up, spur of the moment. Ain't like Teezy was following Duck when he got in the car and then went there. He synced him downtown. This was some spur of the moment shit. This ain't like a motherfucker went down there to get him, So that's another thing that lead me to believe Durk ain't had nothing to do with his death at that moment, This seemed like Teezy had a vendetta and he knew exactly who to call to get Duck. This didn't look like this was a plan to go get him, Then, even when the mayor spoke on Duck death, you got the feds and picked up Duck case. People still making songs about Duck, you know what I'm saying? Dissing them in songs and shit like that. Everybody know the mayors is watching. Everybody know the feds was watching. You feel me? So that make me think all those things make me think Durk ain't have anything to do with it. This was some spur of the moment. A motherfucker seen their enemy and that shit happens. This is textbook gangbanging to me. Then it was a drive-by in the Gold Coast, a rich community. I don't think Durk would have okayed that. You feel me? I don't think he would have thumbs up that, in my opinion. I believe all that shit that happened, it was just too sloppy. It just felt too spur of the moment. I don't think Durk moving like that. He been in the music business for a while. I think Durk would have realized that, nah, this ain't the way to move, Then people who own Duck case had Oblock chains. They put Von in this murder case. Duck signed him. They got Muwop in this shit. Durk was fucking with him, too. And then you got C Murder. Durk was close friends. C Murder brother Sherrod, who was killed. So I can see how people could link Durk into this shit. And then Teezy called Lil Durk brother D-Thing. But then you see pictures of Teezy and D-Thing. Look like they had a relationship. Look like they knew each other and shit like that. So I don't think it's right to instantly put that on Durk, But I'm not gonna lie, it is things that had me shocked. Durk got an Oblock chain. I don't know if it's his chain. He was wearing somebody's chain, but he had an Oblock chain on, which lets you know he represents Oblock. He might not be from that shit, but he represented it because he has that shit on his chest, on that chain. Even though I think he wore it to show respect for King Von when he died, but he still wore the Oblock chain. Okay, and I don't see any pictures in the courtroom that the feds used that. So I do see links to it, but in my personal opinion, I don't believe Durk had nothing to do with Duck death. I believe Durk might have knew that people wanted to kill Duck. He might have knew who killed Duck. He might have knew motherfuckers was finna kill Duck at the spur of the moment when TZ called D-Thing and D-Thing might have called Durk. Who knows? But did Durk sit in the house with a bunch of people and come up with a master plan to go get Duck at that moment? I don't think so. It was just too sloppy in my opinion. License plate readers picked up these cars. Durk rich, he not in the hood every day. They use their own cars according to the feds. One of the people who dropped Duck low was actually the father of a person Duck was fucking on their mama. These guys made songs about it, even though the feds and the mayor spoke on it. All these things together lead me to believe Durk wasn't that crazy to do that, and nobody is crazy to do anything like that with all those things against them. Only way you would do something like that is spur of the moment, and I believe that's what that was in my opinion. Now, who the people who behind it, I'm not there to tell you that yet. We got to let this trial play out a little bit more. If I'm not mistaken, the trial going to continue, I believe, January 3rd, a couple days after New Year. So I'm going to keep you updated on this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Chew. Blah, 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 blah.